unto the Most High God Yahweh, the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Christ, Yahweh Shai, black man. It's your brother Chief Priest Alazar Ben Lawyer, aka the Guerrilla Hebrew. And I was just checking this video out on the End of Black Media 2 channel. Shouts out to the brothers over there, my brother Solomon, my brother Oh God. I also saw some of this on Sinetta channel, so of course big up Sinetta. Sinetta Awards coming up July. I'll be there. Most High willing, we will surely be in the building. And I'm watching, you got a continental African dude, and you got the brother Tazaryach, Capt Tazaryach from the UPK, kind of interfacing, going back and forth. And I just want to, I had made a comment, and I was going to make another comment, but you said, I know what, it'll be more edifying, and it'll get more eyeballs on it if I actually did a video. So through the Spirit, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to do this quick vid. And I'm going to just bring some testimonies and some scriptures out that, coincide with what the brother is saying.
Africans always like to say that Africans want to be joined together, but when the Haitians wanted to join Africa, Africa denied. They did reverse that. You're aware of that, correct?
Well, see, and here's a problem. Our beloved brother Herman Smalls here.
They could have reversed it.
They did. They are now part of the African Union.
Herman Smalls, my brother. Had a pleasure building with you last time I was in New York. Looking forward to doing so again, but you are sadly mistaken, brother. Haiti is not a part of the African Union. They attempted to reverse it. They were yet again denied. Let me prove it. African Union website, au.int, africanunion.international, member states. Let's go to H. H. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Right? There's no H's. G, H, right? No H's. Haiti is not there, bro. It's only African countries. Only countries on the continent of Africa are accepted. They said Haiti is not African enough. That's why they won't accept them. Won't accept us. You see what I'm saying? So don't play that game. They don't want, because what the African Union is doing is pulling resources and money to help Africa. They don't want to take that resources and money and help Haiti with it, bro. There's not. I see you trying to save face for the Africans. It's not happening. It's not true. You're sadly mistaken, brother. Let's continue.
As of now, it was reversed.
From what I know, I'll look it up. Okay, until I find otherwise, I'm not sure that. So when it comes to this so-called unity, on an individual basis, you may find an African brother that wants to be unified with black.
And that's a great point that he made. Just from, doing the work that we do in the community, you'll come across individual brothers from Africa who may want to unify, or may look at their struggle as tied in to the struggle of black people, or on a worldwide level. We know that there are Israelites that are scattered throughout Africa, but in general, the people of Africa are of Hamitic descent. So you're going to have individuals here and there, but in general, do these people want to unify with us? Of course not, right? We're not seeing it. If they did, and that was a profound point that he made, if they did, they would have accepted Haiti into the African Union and begin to assist Haiti with their various resources. We know Africa is the most naturally resourceful continent on the planet. So why didn't they offer those resources to Haiti? Because they're not too interested in our plights and our dilemmas, right?
So as a whole, Africans don't. That's why I use the Haitians and the Africans as an example. For black people in America, even with what the Africans said, I never hear of Africans being profiled ever.
He said, I never hear of Africans being profiled ever. And this is what really, through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, compelled me to make this video. Because he said, I never hear Africans get profiled ever, right? And I want to bring a testimony to this. I personally know a Cushite, or a Somalian. He's a East African who lived in the area known as the jungles. Y'all familiar with the jungles? That's where Waka Flocka shot his Hard in the Paint video. That's where Training Day was filmed. Historic Blood neighborhood in LA. Home of the Stones, right? So he lived in the jungles, and he personally told me about how he and his fellow East Africans would bring drugs and guns into the jungles. And the reason why they would do it is because they said how easy it was for them, because when the police saw them and saw they were East African, they wouldn't profile them and they wouldn't pull them over because they weren't black. They weren't the same as American blacks, right? Point blank, period, plain and simple. I have firsthand testimony from the horse's mouth that say they don't get profiled because they're African and they're not black like black Americans. And therein lies the difference of being black. There's black on a broader term that you can utilize through the pseudo-racial construct that white supremacist scientists have created that encompasses, you know, people of a certain skeletal phenotype and darker color, but in truth, that's not real. And the reason why it's not real is something like that. You would call a East African black, Ethiopian, a Somalian, a Eritrean black, yet and still the police can distinguish the difference between the two and profiles one and not the other, right? Now, some of these same people will ridicule and say, well, how are we going to join with Hispanics and Native Indians? But those people are under the same level of prejudicial profiling from these same police, from the same judicial system. You understand what I'm saying? They get that. The African doesn't get it. Though he may, in certain instances, resemble you more, he doesn't get it. Why? Because we have to stop. The white man has tricked us by trying to make everything as if it's a physical game, an outward game, when it's not necessarily. You see what I'm saying? And I'm going to prove that now. Exodus 11:7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that Yahweh the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. What's the difference? We talking about a group of people. We went into Egypt, 70 souls. 70 souls went into Egypt. Then we became a nation in Egypt over the course of centuries, right? So how can we become a nation in Egypt in the course of centuries? We needed the wombs of Egyptian women. There was no other way that Israel came into existence and multiplied at the level we did if it wasn't for the wombs of the Egyptian women that was there that we used to make our children and further our progeny, period. So that means we mingled with them. So that means there wasn't too much of a way to distinguish the different looks between us and them. You see what I'm saying? Other than our customs, the way we dressed and styled and how we lived and whatnot. But as far as looks, we look the same as them. So what was the difference that God put between us? Spiritual difference. Our spirit and their spirit is different. I'll give another example through the spirit. Exodus 1:19. And the midwives said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are lively and are delivered ere the midwives come in unto them. So as we see, our women and our sisters are more lively. We don't see continental African women behaving in the same manner we see our sisters over here behaving in the islands in South America. It's not the same. Why? Because our women are more lively because we're more lively as a people. Their women, truthfully, are far more submissive. And that's not a negative thing or a knock to their women. That's actually a positive trait. But, you know, it just is what it is. So that is the spirit in that aspect, showing you that though we can look the same as somebody or look similar to somebody, the spirit bears witness otherwise. You see what I'm saying? So I just wanted to speak to that. This is a good build between Capt Tazaryach and the continental African cat.